Okay, we're going to do a clap here. Hello, everybody. Hello. Welcome back. It's me, your boy. I'm in our closet today because I wanted to have a little bit more movement. I found that sometimes the sitting videos don't have as much. I can't move around, so I'm sitting there and I'm talking. And I really like to be sort of animated and move around, especially for this one because I did want to talk about trying to make a feature film, and I wanted to talk about writing the script. Okay, so I want to break down the process of just like the logistics of how I set this up, how I got to 100 pages. Maybe you were like me and you didn't have a lot of experience writing. One thing that I ended up doing was just taking writing classes, and I tried to find one here in New York, and there are hundreds. There's probably, no, not hundreds. There's probably like 50 to 70 places that will just like bring you in, teach you a couple of things, give you a couple of prompts. And I think I talked about that in the last video. But now that I've done all that, I wanted to write a story, and I wanted to definitely write it around the limitations I knew I had. I knew I wasn't going to be able to have a lot of money. I knew I wasn't going to be able to sort of go as big as I wanted to. I wanted to sort of lean in on the things that I knew very well. What can I shoot outside, and what locations were available to me? So with that in my mind, I wanted to sort of build the story around, where are these characters going to be? Why are they in these locations? Does it make sense for them to like sort of have these extended scenes here? And on top of that, can we get these scenes for free? Can we steal these sections? Not having too many characters. I did not want to have 8 characters, 9 characters, 10 characters. I wanted to have 4 characters at all times, and really just, well, okay, I'm not going to spoil it. Don't spoil it. It really is 4 characters. I wanted to be in a mindset that wasn't New York City. So I started listening to like some stuff that I had no idea what they were saying, but did feel kind of city. So I started listening to a lot of 1970s city pop, Japanese music. And I really thought that was cool because it felt, I don't know how to explain it, but it feels retro and new and fresh. You're not really bothered by the lyrics or anything, but it also doesn't sound like New York, and that's kind of where I want it to be mentally, in this place where I'm enjoying this new experience. But because the music is filling me with something that doesn't necessarily feel like New York, I wanted to be under that influence while I wrote this New York story, so it didn't sound like hip hop or jazz or punk rock or anything like that. I wanted it to sound foreign. I wanted what I was listening to be foreign while I was telling this very local story. And in that way, it's very New York, I think. A lot of cultures come here. We love that. We love that about New York City. The outline process was a really great experience for me to just kind of go bing bong, bing bong, bing bong. Sorry, it's really hot right now. I mean, there's a white wall that's bouncing light from here to over here. And I did want it to have it feel sort of backlit, but now we're a little too backlit. Who cares? So that all kind of helped me start with my outline of the characters, the buildings, the locations, all that stuff. I was ready to go. I wrote out the outline. That took 2 weeks because I wanted to sort of, as the more I wrote, the more I had to develop these characters. The more I developed the characters, the more the outline changed, and the more the outline changed, the more was revealed within the character that I had. So it was a great, oh my God, okay, now it's too bright. Okay, how's that? A little bit better, okay. Where was I? Yeah, okay, so it was kind of more of a really great back and forth with going to the outline, then going back to the characters, and going back to the outline, then going back to the characters. It was a really cool process of every time I went back to the story, things were revealed. So that part was a lot of fun. And then in writing more of the characters and the backstory of these characters, kind of writing about how they came up, and none of this stuff it really ended up making it to the movie, but it did help me kind of create more branches that they can go down and how it can make sense and how we can sort of weave these stories into it. And with the 3-act structure, I know I wanted to do this, then this, then this. And so I was going to have to write a story that could get here to here and here to here. The route I had originally taken, that's not going to work anymore. I need to move things around. I need to do this. I need to do that. And every time I went back to these, back and forth, I found more interesting things about the characters. I found more interesting things about the story. I found more interesting twists. I learned to take some things out. I learned to put some things in. I learned that a scene could really just be a shot and not necessarily an entire 6-minute thing. So I'm listening to Japanese city pop, got the outline done, and now I've begun to start writing. And every day I had dedicated about 4 hours to just write from the outline, and just write how this scene's going to go, write how this scene's going to go. Don't think about it and just get to the bottom. Even as that was the case, I found myself getting into these log jams on the outline that I was like, as now that the same thing that was happening with the outline, where I was trying to get from here to here and I had to move things around, that also happened with the script. As I was writing it, the outline began to sort of get re-jammed again. The stories, the character, how they feel, how they move, I learned even then, now it's time to move this, now it's time to move that. This isn't necessarily working. This is shorter. This is longer. This needs to be longer. The outline to the script, you've got to adjust that as it's happening, as it happens. And when you go back into the script, you're going to have to adjust it again and again and again. And it's like kneading dough. You just keep working the dough. And it's the same with like video editing. You know, when you first get a project on the timeline, you just keep kneading it. And every time you get it, your hands into it, it becomes better and it becomes clear and you start feeling better about the project and better about the material. Sometimes it's best to step away. Sometimes it's best to dig in. But I felt like because of my experience as an editor, the writing experience was, I was suited to do it well because I was able to sit with a project, dig in for 4 hours, 6 hours, 8 hours, 2 hours, step away for a day, keep plugging at it, keep going into it. And the first draft was it was like the most to untangle. It was like hair that you're trying to untangle. What am I talking about? Yeah, so I have here in my notes here, sit down and write and write and write and write. And that was really my whole process. I had music, I had the outline, and I just wrote and wrote and wrote and wrote and kept working it. And that's really like the best advice I have. Now, I don't know if you're going to go out there and somebody's going to say this is bad advice. That could be true as well. I could be wrong. But for me, I found a pattern and a process that I really, really liked doing and I really enjoyed doing. And so the main thing I would want to say is that when you're writing, you've got to constantly adapt your story from every point of process. You know, when my story started, I think I thought I knew who my main character was, but by the time I got to the end of my first draft, that person no longer existed. But the person that was at the end was much more robust, adventurous. I didn't really know what I was going to get out of this person who technically doesn't even exist, but in paper, I feel like I know everything about this guy. I feel like I know everything about his best friend, about his girlfriend, about his community. Like I know so much about these people, even though they're not real. I think I said last episode that you really have to care because you're going to be spending a lot of time with this idea and it better resonate with you and it better be something you're passionate about, because if it isn't, you're not going to be able to keep going when it gets tough. And it gets tough. You really have to care about this story and about these characters. And I do. I really do. And that's why I kind of keep plugging away at this project. That's why I really want to keep talking about it. And I really hope this, kind of inspires you to just take a couple steps down that path and see if you like it. There's plenty of other things to do within movies. There's plenty of things to do within production, video production specifically. I wanted to start telling stories, and this is the process that really helped me. And so that's kind of where we're going to leave it today. I really hope that you like this series. I hope you like the standing. Let me know if you like the standing. Let me know if you like the standing. I can move around a little bit more. I got more freedom, you know. I did clean up the whatchamacallit a little bit, but this area is it's just dirty. You shouldn't look at this. Don't look over here. Don't look over here. Next episode of this series will be titled, please hold, will be titled, oh, now it's too dark. Now it's too dark. Okay, now are we brighter now? Let's go right here. Oh, we're brighter now. Okay. The next episode will be filming the sizzle reel and filming the short film, which I did already about a year ago. And that was a really great time, and I'll kind of walk you through that experience a little bit more. I think I might make it 2 parts. Part 1, just the sizzle reel, and then part 2, the short film, because that would be a really big episode, and then maybe I'll release it as a full, 20, 30 minute, hour long thing. God, I hope it's not an hour long for y'all's sake and for mine. But like and subscribe. I really care about this channel. I really care about making these videos. Feel free to share. Feel free to post. Oh, also tell me if there's any films you want me to review. I've got a couple films that I've been really eager to sort of talk about. Some of them are kind of traditional film threads, letterbox kind of. Other ones are more obscure and make me upset. But for the most part, I really am enjoying this process, and I think I might stick to the closet here. Look at this. Look at this. Should I have done that? No, that's too bright now. Okay. Wait, hold on. Let me just. Sorry, we're doing stuff real time here. You can. It's pretty much over. It's pretty much over if you want to just click out. But I'm just gonna hit. That's nice, right? That's nice. I gotta see what this looks like at night, because I want to see if I can do a night one. Okay. Like and subscribe. My name is Aaron, and let's make some movies.